you're all doing very well. Hope you're all doing very well and preparing for your exam very, very well, absolutely well. So welcome back to another, live session where we'll be discussing briefly on what is important wherever you are, how you are doing, and what needs to be done for your upcoming CA exams. Now there is 8 days left for your CA inter exams. You know, 8 days means 8 days not for panicking, but for clearing a still make plan. So it's like it means you still have 192 hours to influence your results. So this is going to make a big impact, and let's convert our fear into a plan. That's the whole idea. So welcome back, everyone. I think you many of them have not joined yet. I can see that. So this is the discussion where we need to convert our fears into plans. So with this 8 days, 8 days doesn't mean to panic, but this needs to influence your result, and we are going to convert your fear into plan. So as I always used to repeat, in the CE catalyst throughout the session, is that knowing is not equal to scoring. Knowing doesn't mean you are scoring, because you should do revision, you have to recall, you have to do presentation, you have to do execution, and ultimately this will make happen your scoring. Scoring will happen. So remember, knowing, you have knowledge, you did revision, this is not enough for scoring. So what is required for scoring? You have a revision, you need to have recall, you need to have presentation, you need to have execution. Then it will equal to scoring. So with this message, let's get directly into the most important questions like the students have asked. I've jotted down a bit where it will be a reliever where you want to you are confused or you're getting stuck. So the question like only 8 days are left. Can I still make a difference? Uh, yes, the answer is absolutely yes, because 8 focus days can change the result of months of preparation. Because we have done months of preparation, you just focus on 8 days. So how are you going to focus? It's like you have to start with group two. If you're appearing for group both of the group, then you should be appearing for group two and write your answers and prepare for your answers. So change the result, and this will change the result. So for 1.2 days, 1.5 days, manner of preparation, revision you have to give. Just read, just read, have a glance of whatever you have studied throughout the month. And then you will see that you will be retaining, you are getting back all those what you have studied. Okay, this is first group two and then group one. If you're focusing only on the one group, yes, pick up that, and you can give 3 days as 1.5 days. You can make it as 3 days for each of the subject that you're preparing. Hope you have understood this. The second question that students have asked is, I haven't completed 100% of the syllabus. Can I still pass? Now, this is very important question that 100% of syllabus, nobody will be able to choose. So what is in the percentage of syllabus? So you have to understand in CA exams, the weightage of the subject, the weightage of the question or the topic, it matters the most. So you always have to prepare in buckets where it is A, B, C in a form of analysis, where the A would retain the maximum weightage of marks, which will cover basically, around 60 to 70 percentage would be in the A bucket, which will be coming in your exam. So it will carry just 20 to 20, 25 percentage or 30% of the syllabus. That's it. And still you are able to get 70 percentage of the marks. And B would be where we will be getting the next 15 percentage or 20 percentage, and the C category would be the last one. So you have to categorize in this manner and always target to complete A and B. C is, A, B, C has a different level of preparation. That means B means you have practical, you have your theory, and you have all your revision section, analysis provision. You have made summary notes for it, conceptual notes for it, everything. For B also you have that, but mostly the practical would be little more less in B. But in C, you don't have anything, no concept notes or anything. Just that what you will be looking at is uh, the revision videos or anything in a fast forward manner. You just have to look at that and just look at the question. That's it. You don't have to read or make any conceptual notes. This is the way of preparation. Now, in this manner, when you see, you don't have to come have 100% coverage. Just a 60-70% you have to coverage. You have to cover, and in the B category, you have to cover the rest of it. So this way, if you'll see, you will have to cover only 30 to 70 percentage of the syllabus, and this will help you cover, you know, make your good preparation for your CA exams. Definitely. So if the question is, if I haven't completed 100% of the syllabus, still can I pass? You don't need 100% coverage. You need a strong command over whatever you have chose to attempt. That is 30 to 70 percentage of the syllabus. If you have read and you have reread it number of times, then definitely you're ready for your CA exams and you can do absolutely well. So this is the answer. Still, if you can pass, you believe me, this is enough for passing your CA exams. You just need to focus on the 30 to 70 percentage of the syllabus, which has the maximum weightage, and this will keep you, high. Now the next question, absolutely for each of the students might have faced this. I feel like I have forgotten everything what I have studied. Now what should I do? Correct? You must have faced this question. I have studied everything, 3, 4 months, maybe 6 months. I have studied everything. Now I am not able to recall it. What do I do? I am in a panic mode. Should I reread everything? I'm not listening to anybody. I need to retain this. I need to score. Why am I not able to retain it? I'm not able to focus on it. What do I do? See, psychologically, you have not forgot anything. You haven't forgotten everything. It's the right amount of revision which will bring the stored knowledge back to surface on the top. You just need to focus on that. So, how do you do the revision? This is most important. Now, as I said, now it's only 8 days. It's not the time to panic. You have to give, if it is both the group, you have to give 1.5 days. If it is single group, then 3 days. Now, what you have to do is that just do a revision, weightage wise revision, impact. That means concept notes first, glance of all the practicalities, choose the concepts and few questions on them, just like how you're going to do for your last day of revision, the same manner you need to do it. So in that area, wherever you have got the higher returns, that means higher returns, higher marks or weightage is there, you just need to focus on those and try to revise back. And when you revise back and try to recall, the stored knowledge would absolutely, come back, and then you can build your confidence from there on. So you haven't forgotten everything. Trust yourself. You haven't forgot everything. Once you try to retain, you have that long memory membrane just lying over there. When you write your exam, it comes to surface. You just need to trust that and revise. Just see that whatever I have studied, if I have studied for 6 months and I have studied everything, just try to revise all of those by rereading, not rereading, I mean just having a glance over it. You will have this memory to power. You will be able to do it. Now, there is a question, should I learn any new chapters? Well, I would not personally recommend you to learn new chapters. Whatever 30%, 70% what you have studied, you just need to revise that and that's it. That's okay. But mm, rotation is locked for the camera. I stuck. Okay. I'll not be able to rotate the camera. Somebody is asking, like, are you sat on the wall? No. Is it too high that way. No, the background is set with the wall on the back, and I'm not sitting on the wall. Okay, so let me continue with the question. I think, yeah, we should be taking it further. Okay, should I learn new chapters? If there is a high return, if you have high return, then uh, in the topics that you're studying, then your priority can be to finish that chapter in front of you, so that you don't miss on that high return of the topic and you get that. Now my friends have revised it 3 times, more than 3 times, and I'm in a panic mode because I have done only one revision. What do I do? See, the revision your friends have done, because of that you're not going to get your marks. Okay, you're not going to get your marks. You're going to get your marks based on your revision. So what you need to focus is not the count of revision. Minimum of 3 revision is required. Yes, count of revision matters, but 3 revision you need to do. How? The first one that you studied, the second one you have to revise, third one before going to exam. Okay, this 3 revision is enough, or 3 times reading is enough. Now, where you have to earlier focus is, now there is no point in discussing this, but where you need to focus was, every time when you have finished studying, after a matter of 7 days, you need to go and check that if it is done properly, the revision is okay. You need to check on that manner. But now it is okay. Now this is okay that you have studied, and don't chase on the number of revision. Absolutely, 3 number of revision is okay. Now, should I study for 14 to 16 hours now in this 8 days remaining days? Well, you don't have to chase this heroic hours and all. Okay, you just need to chase productivity. At least 13 hours of sleep and 8 hours of sleep. All these 8 days, take the 7 hours of sleep, and that is enough. Don't chase for heroic hours of study. So, what should be your biggest priority during this 8 days of preparation? If you ask that, as I said, knowledge is not enough. Your revision, your recalling, the questions of RTP, MTP, just on that, how to write your exam execution, your presentation, all those things, and not studying anything much new, collecting more material. No, just stick with the strategy that you're going to follow, and continue with that. Okay. So I'm distracted by your YouTube videos and Instagram content that you're putting. What do I do? So for 8 days, absolutely watching only relevant content that you want. Relevant content, and this is, don't chase for new videos where you get new tips or that way. Don't go for that. Whatever you have already got, that is self-sufficient. So you dream of making it more interesting of your subjects, or interesting about your presentation. Dream about that instead of looking for a new feed or a new live webinar or anything. For 8 days, you don't do any of this. No, you stick to what you have. So I'm constantly checking. That is the next question. I'm constantly checking what other students are studying. If he has studied from other notes, if he has studied from there, that is happening. So you must remember that your brain or your mind will always try to fly, okay, elsewhere. Try to bring it down. Every minute you're spent tracking someone else's preparation, it is actually stolen from your own. So don't try to track like what other students are doing. Believe and trust yourself what your preparation. Just stick to one path and stick with that strategy, and always try to monitor if you are able to stick to that strategy. Are you deviating? Are you able to cover it every end of the day? Because every night you should be preparing, or you should be writing down what you're going to do the next day and what is your going to be your completion. And when you complete, motivate yourself. You're the best, you're the champion. You could do that every day. Okay. And set the target upfront, like good target, and what you're going to do in each of the day, like 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours time. Just try to put all of those, so you will not get distracted. Now in mock test and all, I have scored, badly. I have seen that people writing it down. A bad mock test, is just a feedback before the real match. That's not your final result. Always believe that. Okay. So what if the actual paper is very difficult? What do I do? It's very difficult. See, difficult question paper, it's not only difficult for you, it is going to be difficult for everybody. So it's probably difficult for everyone. Just you have to stay calm. CA exams is just about testing your nerves. Okay, stay calm, and you have to collect the available mark that you have to score. You just have to stay calm and try to score whatever is been available around. Okay. Sometimes what happens, the question paper is completely unexpected. So surprise. So the paper can surprise you, but when you carrying the composure, you're carrying calmness and everything. Write your answers in that strategic manner. The presentation, whichever the videos that I have brought in recently about the black pen, about how in CA Inter, how you will be doing a full preparation, your revision strategy, your presentation, you know, the guide to do all those is already being shared on the Telegram and WhatsApp channel. If you join the community, and it is absolutely free, please take them. This will help you remain calm and composure. The strategy you should be adopting for writing while writing your exam. So hope this is clear to you. So sometimes it's happened usually to the students, like your first paper goes very bad, so it gets affected. So one paper, you're giving one paper one importance and never give the same importance to the other papers. It happens that way. So what you need to focus is that once paper is gone wrong, you believe that it is wrong. Believe me, no paper is going wrong. It's an experience like up and down. So one paper is finished, it's gone from your own, because you're going to chase the buffer, that is 60% of marks for each of the question paper answer for the CA exams that are appearing. So you have to give importance for each of the question, the subjects that is coming forward next to you. So you just need to not think about what has happened in the past. Okay, because the group would decide your result. That is okay. You need not worry about that. Okay, so give importance to each of the subject as you used to give while preparing, and you will see unexpected results. Because bad paper means not only bad for you, it is bad for everyone in the exam hall. So believe me, you go with the same enthusiasm and the motivation that you're preparing the rest of your. Now, how do I stop this overthinking before the previous exam? See, once you leave the exam hall, that last day of revision, just sitting and doing that, don't do that in a pressurized manner, sitting for long 14, 16 hours. Don't do that. You revise for the adequate hours of 13, 14 hours. That's it. And at the previous day of examination, take a good sleep. And by 11 o'clock, 11:30, you should wind up everything. Okay, by 11:30 you should be getting out of your house, reaching your exam hall. By 2 o'clock you're going to 1:45 you're going to start with your examination, and just need to think about that. Whatever I have studied, you'll be able to memorize it. Give that breather, because if you continuously start always feeding, keep on feeding, there will be no time to take that out all on the surface. You should give that time. So by 11:30 it is done. Have a good food, light food, and then just go. You don't have to think about anything. It will all come to your surface. You'll be able to retain everything what you have studied. Say to yourself that you will be able to do, and see, you will see wonders when you go to your exam. Believe me. So there is some question that has been asked, like, I'm scared that I won't remember the provisions in the exam. Okay. So you have the index list that has been prepared for especially taxation, be it IT, income tax as well as GST. You should have that important weightage wise your section, and the provision also been written in that briefly. What is the provision? What is the number of line provision? So you need to revise in that manner. Okay, you should be revising that in the manner number of times, because every morning before you start, every morning, that I mean to say that whenever you are starting a preparation for GST, income tax and all, what you need to revise is the index paper, so it is always there in your mind. Oh, it's like an index to your brain also. Whatever you studied there in your, whatever you studied there in your uh, index or revision, it will immediately, you will be able to retain in your exam. The question being asked, you'll go to the index, this is the provision that is applicable, and then you'll write the exam. Should I revise my strongest or the weakest subject first? That's the question. This is a good question that has been asked. Yes, secure your strength. First, you have to secure your strength while preparing for your weak part, because we are preparing here for the buffer for to get 60 plus. Then in that case, you need to uh, revise or prepare and revise more times the your strength, where you will be getting exemption, and then that will not threaten your aggregate. When you get the total marks, this would help. I'm weak in one paper. Can I still clear the group? Absolutely, absolutely. See, you have studied everything. Okay, so protect the minimum. When you're getting the minimum marks that you have, try to protect that by learning those. And believe me, more than 40 is what you have to target. And if there is some uncertainty, you have to build the safety margin. It's not like you don't like the paper, I'm totally weak into that, you cannot eradicate it completely. But in total comparison, if something is weak, you need to prepare about the safety margin and try to score marks more than 40, and you will be able to clear. It's not that if you're weak in a paper that you will not be able to clear the group. It's nothing like that. Okay. Why should I aim for exemption instead of just passing? That's the question that has been asked. See, 60 plus gives you marks today and strategic protection. It is like a strategic protection that even though the group is not cleared, you know, it doesn't come against your way. Because next time when you appear for the paper, for the group, you will be able to clear that group. So this is a strategic decision. So there is an upcoming video like how to score exemption in each of the subjects. There is a playbook that I'm going to create. It is available for both CA Inter as well as CA Final, and you'll be able to get that as a free download from the community of CA Catalyst official, both Inter as well as WhatsApp. So I keep making silly mistakes. What do I do? See, there is last 8 days. You just need to target about the accuracy and serious knowledge. Don't fall for like perfection and all. Try to build some accuracy and serious knowledge. So I cannot finish paper in 3 hours. What do I do? So you have to practice the writing skill. Whenever you're doing a last day of revision, also at least one question from each of the topic. Okay, each of the topic. That means at least the A part, A, B, C, if there is an analysis and A carries 30% of 70% of the marks, then you have to uh, practice writing for those papers. Okay, then your answer writing will also get you will be in touch, and the pen that you're using is already being used. So you always take an exam a used pen, not a fresh pen. Okay, always remember that. Should I attempt 100 marks even if I'm unsure? Yes, maximum sensible efforts. You will be getting step marking, partial marks, and everything. So uh, always don't sacrifice anything. Just try to deliver it by quantity. I mean quality, and quantity is like having 100 marks attempt everywhere, and some quality should be there for the answers definitely, and those average marks will help you clear in the aggregate. So should I use somebody else revision notes before exam? This is also a question. See, 8 days before exam, you should be always learning, reading only from the familiar material that you have. Beautifully new material doesn't make any sense. Colorful material doesn't make any sense. Your familiarity, it is making yourself familiar with whatever you have studied, and if you are familiar with that, then that would make more sense. Don't go for new revision material. Okay. Should I watch marathon revision videos? Okay. Marathon revision video is good, but only for closing specific gap. If you have doubts to close any specific gaps, or if you are completely not able to remember what you have studied at some topics, then in that case you can watch the marathon revision and focus on only on those part. You don't have to sit for the entire revision videos. Okay, so win a focused session at every time. Like here, you are not sitting in the live session of mine continuously, but you can use this as a reference material whenever you are free, or you can watch in a 1.2 or 2 speed manner, so that you will be able to get the maximum value out of the content. I'm losing motivation as exams get closer. What do I do? See, you don't need any motivation every morning. You need a system. You built around a system that works for you, and motivation would disappear very quickly. So you need a system that will help you, and people around you will also help you and being supportive to build that system. I'm feeling exhausted. Should I take a break? See, this uncontrolled distraction would destroy you, because there is only few days left. So, protect on your in your mind. Take a 2-3 minutes break. That's it, and try to protect the performance, because now it is very important. So, in this last hours, do I need to reduce my sleep? No, sleep is a part of exam structure. If you need to consolidate everything what you have studied, then sleep is very important. And for tomorrow's concentration and recalling and writing the paper, this is very important. You cannot reduce your sleep. You have to sleep for absolutely 7 hours, definitely, without any change in that. You have to negotiation in that. You have to sleep for 7 hours. So my parents expect me to clear this attempt. I am under pressure. This is so you cannot carry or write the exam by carrying somebody's expectation. You just need to focus on one question, one answer. You just carry that question. I understand that the question how it is coming from, but you just need to focus on no, not on the expectation. Just that one question that is coming, the one answer that I'm going to give. For each of the question, I'm having absolute answer. That's a professional way of looking at things and writing. So my friends have already become CA. Am I late? See, CA is not a race, not friends calendar that you're following. Your job is to finish your own journey. Where you started, why you started, remember that, and then you write the exam and face the exam. You will be getting through this time. So this is your journey. Trust your journey. And I am the catalyst for your journey, and you are going to clear this time. Definitely mark my words. So how do I control anxiety inside the exam hall? So I'm also going to make a video about how to control anxiety, and some mental toughness is required. What is the psychological approach? Also, what ICA is expecting from the students who's writing the exam. Now, they don't, the mindset is also they don't need a perfect answer or a perfect paper. You need to be intelligent in those 3 hours, and you need to collect the marks. Now, how to control anxiety is just slow down for first few minutes. Slow down instead of you're not stopping, but slow down. How you're thinking, the correct manner you're thinking, you're not rushing. Tell to yourself, read carefully, and let the first answer, let it bring your mind into that paper. And once you're inside, then you're inside the paper, inside the exam hall, in that ambience. So slow down first, and then when you start, you are on fire. You should be going full guns blazing. Okay. So what is the final message? This is the questions are complete. What is the final message is that don't wait to feel ready. You have 8 days. You should have one plan, one paper at time, and stay growing and stay consistent. This is the motto of the channel CA Catalyst. Follow that, stick to that, and see you around next time with some good things and to discuss and some good more good questions that you need. See if you have anything that you need to ask, just put it on the in the comments, or else and join the community, Telegram community, as well as the WhatsApp community of CA Catalyst Official, and you can put in your questions over there, and I'll try to answer those questions. So till then, see you in the next time, next week, with more good content and absolutely insightful videos that will be taking your journey to your CA completion. Yeah. Thanks a lot for joining this time. Stay tuned for the next.